Hey guys, this week we're going to be installing a toilet, so let's get started. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of BS with AJ. I'm AJ Willie, and if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, make sure and do so because we do projects like this every week. Like I said before, we're going to be installing a toilet this week, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, the first thing you're going to have to do is go ahead and get rid of this old wax ring. I know it looks kind of nasty, but it's got to go. So you want to make sure that you have a scraper and something to put the old wax ring in, like an old bag here. Go ahead and get this plastic piece out also, because our new one comes with it. Our new wax ring has this plastic horn attached to it. We'll put that one down in here. That don't have to be perfect. We're going to get most of it off. And the new one should seal up anything that's left over here. Alright, now that you have all that wax cleaned off, you see these two bolts sticking up here. Now your new toilet should come with new ones, so what we're going to do is just slide these back and take them right on out. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and open up our toilet box and get all our new parts ready. Alright, so here's the toilet we're going to be installing today. And this is a complete set, which means it comes with a toilet, it comes with a seat for it, all the hardware that you need to install it, and it even comes with a wax ring. All you really need to do is set it in place, put the tank on the back of it, attach the seat, and hook up your water, and you're good to go. Alright, now here's our wax ring here. And inside there, we have all of our hardware. So what we're going to do now, let's see here. Alright, so you can see the bottom of this bolt has a little flat head on it. And what we're going to do, let that readjust, there we go. What we're going to do is take this part and slide it right into place. There's a little notch right here, and you'll slide it right back. And you'll do the same thing to the other side. Just like this. Take it, set it in that big hole there, slide it up this way till you reach the front of it. Alright, next what we're going to do is go ahead and take our wax ring out, which has this little plastic piece on it called the horn. So we're going to take that and slide it down into place now. Make sure that seals real nice. Alright, now what we normally do, we normally get a second wax ring because this isn't guaranteed to seal it. They sell double rings, or you can just get two separate ones. Since this one came with one, we went ahead and got a different one to put on the toilet itself. Alright, now we're going to take the second wax ring that we got here. You want to make sure you get the kind without the horn. And we're going to take the round side and set it right over this hole right here. That's where you want to seal. So we're going to get that on the toilet here. Make sure it seats down there pretty good. So that way once we go to flip the toilet over and set it on here, it won't fall off. Alright? Alright, now the bolt that holds the toilet down, it came with a nut and it came with a wing nut also. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take our nut and go ahead and screw it into place. This is what's going to hold the A-bolt in place. It's going to keep it sanded up straight so whenever we go to put the toilet on there, it doesn't, wobble around like this. So we're going to go ahead and get that down as far as we can by hand. And we'll tighten it up using our crescent wrench here. Alright, now you see these two holes on either side of this wax ring we have here? These are the holes we're going to try and line those bolts up through. So we're going to flip this over and go to set it down, and you're going to want to make sure those bolts stick up through those two holes. Alright, inside another plastic bag that was attached to the toilet seat, you're going to find this plastic cover here and a plastic washer. Now this is the front of it. Alright, there's the front of it with the words, and then this is the back. You want to make sure you face the back of it down, just like this. And then we're going to take our wing nut and go ahead and tighten it down pretty good. This is what's going to hold your toilet seat down to the floor. You don't want to over tighten it though. If you over tighten it, you could crack the porcelain and ruin your toilet. So you just want to kind of get it real good and snug. Alright, and then we're going to take this other plastic cap and snaps right into place, just like that. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Alright, now here's the tank that goes to our toilet. And as you can see, we have the wing nuts and the washers that you need to attach it to the base of the toilet. We don't need those right at the moment, so we're going to take those off and set them to the side. What we do need to do is go ahead and attach this rubber gasket. As you can see, it has the same shape as this one here does. So what we're going to do is go ahead and make sure it lines up and just snap it into place here. Alright, now this is what's going to keep the water from coming out, basically. So you want to make sure that's on there real good, which it is. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and take these bolts, and at the toilet there's two sets of holes. There's the front two that go to the toilet seat, and then the back two that hold our tank into place. We'll show you that here in just a minute. Alright, now here's the four holes I was talking about before. These two holes here are what holds your toilet seat into place, and these two holes are the ones we're going to need to attach our tank. That rubber gasket is going to be sealing this hole right here, so that when you flush, the water rushes down into here, which of course spreads out the water to flush the toilet. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and take our washer and put over our bolt, and then we'll take our wing nut, go ahead and get it started also. Now you want to kind of get it started, but you don't want to start tightening it down until you get both sides started. And you kind of want to tighten them down at the same time to make sure it gets even pressure on both sides. Now again, if you tighten it down too much, you could crack the tank. And that would, that would require you getting a new toilet, of course. You don't want to do that. So you just want to get it hand tight and just tighten it down a little at a time, both of them at the same time. So here we go. We're slowly doing both of them at once until they're good and snug. That's pretty snug. Alright, now what we're going to do, since we're down here already, we're going to go ahead and take the toilet supply line and attach it to our tank. That's going to supply the water to your toilet. You want to make sure not to cross thread this, since this is plastic and we're using a metal nut here. There is a possibility to cross thread it. You want to make sure that you get it on straight, and you want to get it on pretty snug, but don't over tighten it. Now as you can see down on the inside here, there are two rubber bands holding this together. Now that's to keep it from flopping around while it's shipping. You want to make sure and cut those off before you get everything done. Otherwise your toilet won't work properly. So we'll do that, and we'll go ahead and get these old rubber bands pulled out of there. And we'll move on to the next step. Alright, now what we're going to do now is go ahead and attach the toilet seat. Now on the back here you'll see it has these little clip pieces that you pull up, and then this is where your bolt's going to sit. Alright, we have two plastic bolts and two plastic nuts. Alright, you want to make sure that the rounded part is facing up whenever you go to put these on the underside. So what we're going to do now, pretty straightforward, we're going to slide these holes, we're going to line these holes up with these holes here on the toilet. We'll just slide these into place, and we'll take these, like I said, with the round side up, come underneath here. Alright, you want to get it good and snug. Now it does have a Phillips head here at the top. I guess you could use a screwdriver if you need to, but really you can just get these hand tight and that'll hold it in place just as well. Once you're done, you'll just snap this down and do the same thing to the opposite side. snap that into place. Alright, now to finish up our toilet install, all we have left to do is to put on the lid to the tank. Dun 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 dun! Alright, now we're going to go ahead and turn the water on and make sure there isn't any leaks. So we'll turn on the valve. You'll hear it fill up. You want to make sure that there's no water coming around here where you tighten this up. Which I don't feel any, I don't see any. Should be good to go. Alright, now you're going to want to make sure you check for leaks. Up underneath the tank here, where you tighten it down to make sure you get it good and tight. And down here around the base of the toilet to make sure that your wax ring sealed it real good. So the way you're going to check that is to flush the toilet and then just kind of keep an eye on it to make sure you don't see any water, and then kind of feel around to make sure you don't feel any little drips of water or anything. So we'll do that now. Alright, we don't have any water coming out of anywhere, so it's good and sealed all over. We should be good to go. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down in the comments section below. Consider supporting BS with AJ on Patreon so we can do bigger and better projects for you guys. I'll see you next week.